Having a cat or a dog may also help you detect paranormal presence. But if you don't have a pet, you can also use a winter melon to tell if your house is haunted. Winter melon at the corner of your house where you believe has the most paranormal disturbances. Leave it for a couple of days and see if anything unusual occurs. If the winter melon dries up quickly, or turns an unusual color, or starts to froth, it could be an indication that ghosts reside in your house. These are the 7 most common signs that your house may be haunted. So guys, what do you think of the list?
I think very interesting. In fact, to a certain extent, I'm quite amused. To certain, okay, don't mind me. Just want to add on. I mean, when we come to this part about whether a house is haunted or not, we have basically 2 rules to go about it. Okay, first is we do not trust your senses completely, meaning your sense of sight, your sense of smell, your sense of touch, maybe sense of your hearing, and even your sixth sense. Even your sixth sense, you might want to hold on to that. And rule number 2 is what we believe is paranormal instances are not as lethal as those of natural causes. Perhaps I just elaborate on the part. Yeah. Now, sense of sight can be anything, like just now you see a certain room getting dark, or perhaps maybe the doors open by itself. Maybe you see some things like for a minute ago you're but very sure it was at this location, but another minute later you'll find out that how come you pop out another place? That's an example.
But what if it happens frequently?
Okay. For this to determine whether this is of natural or some so-called can be naturally explained, normally we do this observation through a period of time. Now for this to go about, first you must have something like a table or something for you to record down, like when this instance happened, the timing. At the same time, the best is you don't do it alone. Perhaps someone can join you, or even have some recorders to record to make sure that you did not make any mistake or not affected by other factors. I mean, better have some sort of backup.
Okay, so in other words, these experiences have to have a second person vouching for it.
Yes, that's right.
So you're saying that we cannot fully trust our senses, our sense of smell and sight and touch. All these things are not reliable when we're trying to determine whether a house is haunted?
Yes, that's right.
But let's say a person has just moved to this house and normally he or she doesn't have any problems living in the previous house, and then all of a sudden these unusual instances happen in this particular house. What are you suggesting, that this person could be insane?
No, I can quote some example. For example, is for some, let's say some of the doors open by itself, perhaps the hinge is not working well.
Right.
And we have also recent instances whereby an incoming telephone call can actually cause the stove to turn on by itself.
An incoming phone call caused the stove to turn on by itself, okay.
I will not disclose the name, the brand,
course, yes.
But it's possible, especially we are dealing in an age of electronics. Some signal from certain appliances may perhaps interpret as something sensible for another electrical appliances. And for those who are not familiar of all these things, this may appear as supernatural occurrence for them.